This is the Generic Live Show for Sunday, the 8th of July, 2018, with Dale Campbell. And it begins right now.
You are listening to a podcast of the Geek.io Media Network. For all of our shows and more, visit geek-io.net. And to help support the network, head over to patreon.com/geek.io.
Hold on tight. This is the Generic Live Show.
Hello, everybody! And I'm singing the intro now. It's the Generic Live Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Generic Live Show. My name's Dale Campbell. This is the most generic live show on the internet for a Sunday. I'm so glad you can be with us here on the Generic Live Show. We're doing it for Geek.io. Thanks for joining us here on a Sunday. Oh, whoa, Dale, whoa! Apparently, I've been muted on the Discord by my own fault. No one wants to talk to me on the Discord, right? geek-io.net/Discord if you want to talk to me. Yay! About this or anything else, you know, just hit us up. We've got a various array of interesting conversations going on over on the Discord every single day of your natural and unnatural born life. Okay. That was a thing. So, a little bit of housekeeping before we get started in the show. Next week, there will not be an episode in this time slot. I will be in Sydney. Next week. I don't want to be, but I have to because that's what the rules say. It says in my contract, Thou, Dale, shall travel to the city of Sydney every 16th of July of every 2018. That's what it says in my that's what it says in my rider. Must fire that assistant that puts that in my contract. So, I will. In all seriousness, I will not be here next week in this time slot. I don't know what will be taking it up this time slot. Probably nothing. But the Generic Live Show will be instead airing that week on Tuesday, the 17th at 9 p.m. Eastern. That's Wednesday, the 18th at 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Tuesday night GLS, baby. I love Tuesday night GLSs. You know, I love this Sunday rock block, but I also love my Tuesday GLSs. I have no idea what we've got planned, so it might be just a regular show that runs until 2 a.m. in the morning, because there's nothing after us, so nothing saying that we can't run super late on that Wednesday. So check it out. So again, no episode next Sunday, the 15th. That episode, episode 132, will air on the 17th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time Zone. Oh boy, and I have a lot of prep to that. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's a show. We're doing a show right now. So glad you can be with us. Either live or on your hard drive. I haven't said that phrase in a while. I need to get that back into my vernacular. Ladies and gentlemen, I have more cricket drama. Who wants cricket drama? Oh, we need our breaking news sounder for that because it's cricket drama. And who doesn't love cricket drama? Let's go. Steve Smith, former Australian captain. Oh, wrong tab. Hey, I watch myself. Because no one else does. Steve Smith, former disgruntled sandpaper user and former Australia cricket captain, returns to cricket. Sam Smith returns from exile and pads up for 2020 cricket tournament in Canada. So, not only did he get banished from the Australian cricket team, he now has to play cricket for Canada. Sorry, in Canada. So, again, he's not even playing for Canada. He's playing in Canada. So, again, it's Cricket Drama Central. So, again, this Steve Smith, former Australian cricket captain, turned sandpaper user. He sanded up some balls. That's bad in cricket because it tampers with the grip of the ball and how it performs. And again, tampering with your balls is a bad thing. Not like fiddling with your bits like I was in the pre-show. But again, his return to 2020 cricket is in Canada. We have a video. Let's watch this video.
They've been here for about a day and a half.
Took a long time there to mark Santa. I reckon there's a few nerves here. There's no doubt about it.
Straight as it comes.
Well, there's no nerves in that shot. That hit right off the screws. Back and across. Straight. Yep.
Hang on.
Oh, we got lucky.
Pause. Straight off the screws? That's not a phrase that anyone says, ever. He's right off the screws. What? I'm now using that phrase, by the way. He's right. He's coming in strong, and he's back, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, this is generic live cricket commentator Dale Campbell here with you, and we are here again, and he's straight off the screw. It's not a sentence. All right, moving on.
I think that's what you've got to do on the surface. You've got to take the pace off. Now, he's unlucky there, Southey.
And he's picked it up as you go all the way. One bounce four.
You see, he falls away, and Steve Smith, one of his trade.
Bit of Pitbull in the background. Yes, rocking that Pitbull.
The whole exciting of my World Cup next year.
Are they literally just replaying the same shot?
He's inside edge, and that's his 50.
A grunt from that 50. Bowler, though. Oh, he scored 50.
What a knocker it's been up to now. A little bit of luck there, it must be said. But well played off just 34 balls. Way he started, I thought.
The air horn in the background.
Shot. That was his first
no reason.
Down the ground. That's a little bit of luck, it must be said, but then he's so good when he hits it through there.
They're rocking the Pitbull in cricket Canada, apparently.
Area where he looks to hit a 6.
The air horns for no reason.
He's got power, but he's also got amazing touch.
He's got amazing touch.
Oh, and he ramps it down the ground. One bounce for 4. And Southey at the moment doesn't know where to bowl to him.
That's where they lose the wicket.
Oh, got him!
Oh no, he got bowled out!
The Australian forward Ahmed. I've been dying to say that. He's knocked over Steve Smith. A big, big wicket. Andre Russell knows it's a big wicket, and they're back in the game.
Exactly. Death by Mage has the right of it. Air horns are for any event. I don't care who you are or who you think you are, but air horns are for every single event in the history of life. I fail to understand cricket to this day. I mean, cricket's... I used to play cricket, so I'm biased, and I get all excited when this cricket drama stuff comes up. But, yeah, it's for every single event. You know? Air horns. You get it for this every single event. And Pitbull. Pitbull and air horns. Perfect for every event. I just want to... Because I am using titles as descriptions now. Air horns... and Pitbull, because we need that CEO. No, SEO. We need that CEO. Yes, I'm using titles now as little funny lines to put in the summary. So feel free to add titles if you want to be put into the description. It also helps me write a description. So thank you. That would be greatly appreciated. Air horns and Pitbull. His 41 ball innings of 61 included 8 fours and a 6, being stumped before leaving the Oval in a standing ovation. It was Steve's first match since he, vice-captain David Warner and Cameron Bencroft were banned from cricket in Australia in March, inspiring scruff up the ball with sandpaper during the third test against South Africa. Smith's 12-month ban, however, does not extend to domestic tournaments outside of Australia! Woo! Pew, 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 pew! That's my version of an air horn. It's literally lasers. Smith's 12 does not extend to domestic tournaments outside of Australia, so he's eligible to play in a 6-team Canadian league. Who wants to watch him fail at catching, though?
High, very high indeed. Not long enough. Who's underneath it? Steve Smith. Takes start.
Oh.
No, drops it.
Oh no, let's start that again.
High, very high indeed. Not long enough. Who's underneath it? Steve Smith. Takes start. No.
Oh.
Chance. It was very high. It was always spinning away from Steve Smith. Got there comfortably. Couldn't hang on to it.
Yes, you can see a ball delivery again. This time he took it.
And the Macarena!
To the pitch.
I want to go to a Canadian cricket game.
9 out of 10 times.
Isn't it such a blast?
Mr. Smith would have taken that.
I want to go to a cricket. Hey, Canada's got it right. You know, Canada's got it right. I want to go to a Canadian cricket game where they play air horns every single delivery and they play Pitbull every over, and whenever there's a dropped catch they play the Macarena for whatever reason. I just want to I want to report on all of the cricket drama whenever it comes to, you know, he's only 29 years old, and again he's a tradesperson. He is I believe he's a carpenter by trade. I want to say, if I'm wrong, let me know. But I believe he's a carpenter by trade. But I can't believe that ball tampering scandal was in March. Toronto won the match by 6 wickets after former New Zealand international Anton Devik anchored their chase, scored 92 not out, reached 234 in 19.2 overs. It'll be the most musically charged cricket game ever. I mean, yes, and I mean they have to involve the audience somehow. You know, they have to kind of work in the audience. All right, so without further ado, I thought I'd throw that in there as a quick little update. But you're all here. You've all gathered here today because a couple of weeks ago on the Generic Live show, I brought up that broccoli coffee was becoming a huge part of hipster society. Me being the resident hipster of Geek.io, TM, trademark pending. The resident hipster of Geek.io. I was talking about that, and I also mentioned that my local supermarket started selling beetroot and turmeric latte powder, and how wouldn't it be funny if I tried those on the show? Well, ladies and gentlemen, the next little bit has been pre-recorded for your pleasure, and we hope you enjoy the first ever live Generic Live show pre-recorded bit for the show. I've never done this before, so I hope this works, but I've never pre-recorded a bit and played it on the show. So this is what I'm branding Accidental Comedian Making Coffee, where I try turmeric and beetroot lattes live pre-recorded on the show. Enjoy. everyone, it's your boy Dale here from the Generic Live Show. Thanks past me or future me or however that works. I don't know how that works. I've got the apron on, so we're back in the kitchen today. There's been a lot of talks over the last couple of weeks about hipster coffee and vegetable and various other coffees. So, you know what? And supermarkets have started selling vegetable coffees. Matcha coffee, we've already, you all know and love that. But I've picked myself up some extraordinary coffee. So we're going to be making some for you today. How exciting! Let's get started. Alright, so you don't want the attention on me all the time. You want the attention on the bench. Alright, so let's start. I reckon let's start with the beetroot latte. Get this in the shot here. What? It's inside that matters. All natural ingredients. Place 1 teaspoon of mix in the cup. Blend with 200 milk. Stir until powder is combined with milk. Of hot milk, rather. So we need to heat milk up. So that's going to be that. Let's see if we can get inside there. It's just a regular old packet. Let's smell it, actually. Oof, that definitely smells like beetroot. So let's put a teaspoon. Let's actually warm milk up first. Let's get more milk happening. Let's get a bit of milk happening. Let's warm that up right now. We can put it in the Generic Live microwave. Put it in for 3 minutes. Should be hot enough. So let's warm the milk up. But in the meantime, let's I don't know how to handle a camera. So let's talk about what exactly is the beetroot. 2-1. There's 1 gram of protein, 1 gram of fat, less than 1 sugar. There's what's called sodium ORAC, whatever that is. 78% beetroot, cocoa, ground cinnamon, ground ginger, vanilla bean powder. Contains gluten. Oh no, gluten. Enjoy a treat that you'll feel upbeat. Get it? Because it says that because it's beets. And made entirely from natural ingredients, this beetroot latte has natural earthy flavor with a sweet note. Mix 1 teaspoon with hot coconut milk or any milk of choice and dance to the beat of delicious sips. I don't know about that. We'll figure it out. Ooh! And through the power of editing, here's our warm milk. Ooh. There's our hot milk. Not quite. Ooh. Not quite warm milk. Hey, what am I doing? I should get the Generic Live mug that you can get at geek-io.net/genericlivehome. So let's get a teaspoon of this beetroot latte mix into the mug there. We need to beat it up. Get it? Because it's beetroot. We need to beat it up. While I'm beating this up, though, we could get our other hot milk on. You know, it'd be great if we had some, extra prep time for this. It's not like we can edit or anything. Let's get that on for 3 minutes. Make that hot. So I'm going to be talking over that microwave, so this is going to be great. So we're beating this up. The next one and this is pretty much done. It's a nice purple color though. It's a nice purple color. There you go. Put that in the sink. Put that in the sink and wash it. Right. So the next one we're coming up is the turmeric latte, which is caffeine free. It's this one. Let's have a look what it says on the back here. It's what's inside matters. For a bright pick-me-up that'll leave you feeling golden. Get it? Because it's turmeric. With this earthy flavor and warming sensation that is natural caffeine-free tea. It's a treat for any time of the day. Again, 200 milliliters rather of your favorite milk. I don't have coconut milk in the house because I'm a dairy eater. It's golden powder. So let's see what comes up here as our beetroot one cools, because it's extra hot. Just wanna say while we are waiting for this that this idea actually stemmed from the broccoli coffee idea that vegetables are now going inside of coffee. Well, what do you guys think of vegetables inside coffee? Is it a good idea or isn't it? I think it is a good idea actually, because it'll use scraps from that vegetable inside the coffee, and it'll help the farmers out so they're not wasting so much. Yay! Because this is totally not a rip-off of another show, we have to definitely ask, what's the deal with deconstructed coffee? It's totally not a rip-off of another show. But in saying that, we joke about these hipster coffees, but don't knock it until you try it. Actually, it might be good. I mean, I know this is two-dimensional and it's a video, but the smells in this kitchen right now are very good, because you know just the smell of hot beetroot gets you going in the morning. You know, much like me. So you know. Oh, and in the power of editing, we go live to the generic live microwave with some hot milk. Close that. And we got a teaspoon of our turmeric powder, which I forgot to read out the nutritional information. It also has turmeric powder, 69%, ground spices, ginger, cinnamon, vanilla, and vanilla bean powder. So, all natural ingredients. Got a heaped teaspoon up in there. As we stir this around, I think I overfilled this mug. There's definitely quite a lot in here. Definitely quite a lot in here. As we stir that around. Alright. I think that's enough stirring. I think all of it's pretty much dissolved. See? How easy is this? You can now make hipster lattes at home. This is not sponsored, by the way. I should mention that this definitely isn't sponsored. So I think we're going to go with the beetroot latte first in the taste test. Hopefully it's cool enough by now to drink. Here we go. Out of the generic live mug, again, geek-io.net/generic live home. Let's try this. Definitely tastes like beetroot. I'll give it that. I need to get that spoon again. Give it a bit of a mix. Definitely has an earthy taste to it, that's for sure. Personally, not my cup of tea. Let's have a second attempt here now that it's stirred. I mean, it's earthy, I'll give you that, and it's definitely a lot. It's pure beetroot. I'm literally just drinking beetroot for you live on the show. It's definitely just beetroot. And again, it has an earthy flavor, and it's definitely something I can warm up to. The second sip was a lot better than the first one. It leaves you with like kind of a I don't want to say like a dirt aftertaste, but it's like an earthy sort of aftertaste for sure. That's definitely my opinion of it. Let's see if this turmeric one has settled. Has cooled off enough. The turmeric one smells better. By the way. Oof. Just get a glass of... You know what? Before... We need to cleanse... We need to cleanse our palate after that. I definitely just did water. Okay. We got to get that earthy taste out of our mouth. That definitely does taste earthy. Let's do the turmeric, which scares me for some reason. Let's stir this a third time so it's not sitting. Turmeric tea, everyone. Side view of my face. This is not the Generic Live mug. Let's see how this goes. You know what? That actually isn't bad. You know what? The turmeric one is really good. I like that one. That's really good. It has a very ginger taste. I know it's not. I know it is turmeric, and turmeric is different from ginger, but it definitely has that gingery vibe. I definitely like that a lot. I actually like that. So, turmeric, you win. Well done, turmeric. Sorry. Well done, turmeric. You win. Well done. The turmeric tea. So, hope you liked me making coffee, hipster lattes for you on the Generic Live Show. Back to you, Dale.
Thanks, Dale. Wow, that's weird. Hi, thanks, past, future Dale, however that worked. Yeah, that was a bunch of fun to put together. I did have fun putting that together. So, thank you everyone here live who witnessed that. Great. Turmeric tea is pretty good. I don't have any in my mug now because it constantly needs stirring. That's one of the things. I totally blended it together. The beetroot one, I think, saw the trash like before I finished filming that. It was quite easy to put together. The editing process with all those little bleeps with the subtitles. Hey, it's a video editing project, and I am new to those. So, thank you everyone for tuning in. Hope you liked that. That'll be available on the YouTubes later at youtube.com/Geek.io show. You know what? Why not? I'm putting it up on the Geek.io YouTube. So, looking at that, Death by Mage says, I'm impressed that the turmeric one did well. I loved it. I'm a little bit of a sucker for ginger. Ginger's, I would call it a guilty pleasure, so I don't feel guilty eating it, but it's one of those things where it's just like, it's not something I eat every day, and I love the flavor of ginger when I eat it. So there you go. I hope you like that. Again, if you've got any sort of ideas for any pre-recorded bits, because I want to do more of them. That was a bunch of fun and sort of relatively easy for me to put together by myself. Please do let us know. show@geek-io.net. Put GLS in the subject line, or hit us up on the Discord at geek-io.net/Discord. And turmeric tea, I'm having more of it. I think I've had another cup since, or another, I think, cup, at least one cup, if not 2 more cups of turmeric tea since then. And it definitely, it's caffeine free, but has a lot of like
I'm sounding like a hipster right now, but it has a lot of natural energy surrounding it. It has energy. It has an energy that you have no idea what to do with throughout the day. It's caffeine free, but it feels like you just drunk coffee. There you go. We go from one segment to another. What is this? You know, we're the show of segments. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for... This is not my show. Or is it? I forget. I can't remember. 1974, 1981, 2002, 2001, 1941, 704. Is it the same as you remember? Or is it the same as it ever was? Oh, and also, by the way, another note on that beetroot one. Definitely has a lot of beetroot puns on it. Like, it has a lot of beet puns. Like, you have to beat it. And you can't beat it. And lots of puns on it. And made me very happy. Anyway, so, ladies and gentlemen, this is the same as you remember, same as it ever was. The part of the part of the show that we take you back in time, in a particular time of year, in a particular time and place, in a particular category. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going back to the grand old year of 2011. We're taking a short rain tried. You gotta beat it like Michael Jackson. Yeah, we gotta beat it like Michael Jackson. I love the beetroot latte so much. It's my Michael Jackson impression, ladies and gentlemen. I call you live on the Generic Live Show. Yes, I love the turmeric latte so much. You just gotta beat it. It's literally, Michael Jackson's voice is literally just me whispering. Oh, wow. Alright, that is not racist at all. Alright, because he's white now. Hey! Too soon? Too soon? Really? Really too soon? Okay. How about back to 2011 in music? Music on and off. Music 24th. What? See, when I don't talk on the show for like 20 minutes, I get all thrown out of my loop. January 24th, 2011, 21, the second studio album from Adele is released. Grammy Award for Best Album of 2012. Brit Award and British Album of the Year 2011, and Billboard's Album of the Year 2011. Weddings in music, singer-songwriter, January 1st, singer-songwriter Kelly Pickler weds country music singer Kyle Jacobs at Jumbie Bay Resort in Antigua. Also, January 1st, Shania Twain weds Swiss business executive Frederick Tyrebird in Puerto Rico. There you go. January 2nd, Dresden Dolls singer Amanda Palmer weds Neil Gaiman in Berkeley, California. We had a lot of deaths in music in 2011. Just saying. We had Roman composer and conductor Martin Constantine, Mick Khan, Crip Riot-born British musician Japan. Okay. Jerry Rafferty. Oh, Jerry Rafferty died in 2011. Oh, sad face. Roland Kahn. Margaret Whiting. Who else is here? Donald Don Kirshner. And a bunch of others, including John Barry, who was a film composer. There you go. No, actually, turns out not much happened in 2011. Actually, you know what? That'll do, because we've got a lot of stuff to get through this hour. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Same As You Remember, Same As It Ever Was. Cue music! This is not my show. Or is it? I forget. I can't remember. 1974, 1981, 2002, 2001, 1941, 704. Is it the same as you remember? Or is it the same as it ever was? That, ladies and gentlemen, was the same as you remember, same as it ever was. Again, let me know if you've got any ideas for that. We'll be happy to take them where they are needed. That's an odd phrase.
The Commonwealth faces claims by the laundering agency that it breached reporting rules tens of thousands of times.
Autoplay videos can die, ladies and gentlemen. The famous bit on this show of videos interrupting Dale while he's talking. It hasn't happened in a while, you know? It's good to be back. It's good to be back. So there you go. Same as you remember, same as it ever was. You know what? So the Commonwealth people are ditching. We were going to get to this news story last week, but the half-hour impromptu live comedy show featuring me and CJ took over the second hour. We were going to talk about this last week, but we never got to it. Aussies are abandoning the quote-unquote Big Four banks in droves. Rhiannon Kelly was a kid of the 90s. When she was in primary school, the Commonwealth Bank Dollarmites Club was alive and well, signing kids up for their first ever savings account. Bye, Death by Mage. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for stopping by. We appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed that special bit. Hope you liked that. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you. It's always fun to have people to talk to on GLS. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. Loved having you. There are other people watching apparently, but hey, bye, Death by Mage. Have fun. It was quite entertaining. Aww, thank you. I'm going to do more bits like that in the future, so stay tuned for those. Enjoy the rest of your evening, good sir. After her 23 years of loyalty with the Commonwealth Bank, Miss Kelly switched banks and can't believe she didn't move away from the quote-unquote Big Four earlier. There you go. Look at her, not impressed about money laundering claims. Look at her, she's so amused. It's an uncommon trend. It's not an uncommon trend. A new survey surveying 2,000 Australians reveals more than 7 million Aussies, 39%, have lost confidence in their bank. The reason behind the uneasiness is due to the part of the Royal Commission into the banking currently unveiling that industry one scandal at a time. Research by finder.com.au reveals. In fact, 1 in 8 Australians admit they'll be switching banks in the next 12 months due to the Royal Commission. And this is the time 9 News that you play your video because I tell you to.
The Commonwealth faces claims from the Anti-Money Laundering Agency that it breached reporting rules tens of thousands of times since 2012. Austrac, which monitors all cash transactions over $10,000, claims the Commonwealth allowed drug smuggling syndicates access to its accounts.
In the Australian context, this is as serious as we've seen.
Anything that happens to one of the larger major banks impacts us all because people see us as an industry.
The culprit in the claims against the Commonwealth Bank is this machine, the so-called intelligent deposit machine. It can accept up to 200 notes at a time. So imagine 200 $100 notes, that's $20,000, way outside the transaction limit. Problem is, Austrac claims that these transactions were unlimited and in many cases unreported. Today, the Commonwealth Bank said it will file a...
Pause. That's insane. That is literally insanity right now. Like, that is crazy. Like, that is just something that's outside of this world. Like, what? 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 How are people getting away with depositing $20,000 at a time into what is referred to as a quote-unquote smart machine. How? And by the way, transaction limits on banks are... Oh, also, I have my new ringtone. I'm baffled. Like, that's not a bit. I am legit baffled by this. Like, $20,000... okay. I don't... This is coming from a place of ignorance. Just FYI. And I know how much people got excited about my ignorance last week. But I don't claim to know everything. But also, like... that isn't that enough to be technically called a money laundering business? Like, again, I don't know enough about this sort of type of topic to continue talking, but I'm going to anyway. But again, it's I don't understand. Like, money. There's a lot of. If anyone knows more about money laundering, feel free to let me know. But like, to be considered, to be considered, 20k is a lot of money. That's a lot of leaves to move, right? That's not me like talking out of my behind. Like, that's a lot of that's a lot of leaves to make move. Is $20,000. You can deposit that at one time, and it's you can deposit it unlimited amount of times. We need to fix this right now. Like, all joking aside, that is insane, considering the transaction limit is, in some cases, up to 5, which is still a little bit excessive to transfer $5,000 all at one time. This is insane. We continue.
Statement of defence. It said, we would never deliberately undertake action that enables any form of crime.
Commonwealth Bank, I am a massive believer in actions speak louder than words. You are literally allowing people to deposit large amounts of money that they get from, I don't know, working. I don't know who. I don't know anyone who gets paid $20,000 all in one transaction to be able to do this. It baffles me. Anyway, we wouldn't deliberately undertake action that enables any form of crime, period. Also, we don't know where 20,000 at one time comes from, just .com. Like, come on. Alright, we continue.
Some significant amounts of money were sent offshore quite quickly, and from there we really don't know what that's going to be used for.
Everyone has to obey the law, including big banks.
The allegations by Austrac are the latest reputational blow for the Commonwealth after scandals in financial planning and life insurance, which led to calls for a royal commission.
If there are ongoing events for a particular company that the community sees are linked, then there's the potential for it to for that reputation to drop.
But the allegations have serious financial implications. Earlier this year, Tabcorp was fined $45 million for similar breaches. It faced 236 counts. It was $416,000 per breach. The Commonwealth faces more than 53,000 breaches. If based on the Tabcorp case, the fine could be $22 billion, around 1/7 of the bank's stock market value. The fine might not be that large, but if proven, will still rank among the largest financial penalties in Australian history. Ross Greenwood, 9 News.
That's crazy to me. Also, I want it to be noted that excuse me. I want it to be noted that Malcolm Turnbull is for these royal commissions. That is, I don't know. To me, that's a huge thing because again, he's of conservative descent, and I don't know, money's friend time. Like, they're fans of banks and they're fans of money, but I think as the Prime Minister, he's kind of turned around and said, well, maybe they should follow the law. I guess I'll just file with public consensus. File take two. File with public consensus on that one. But that is, oh boy, that is crazy. Also, I love the bank's ignorance of just like, we don't know what happens to the money afterwards. Come on, don't you question it if someone deposits $20,000 at a time? Oh, it's out of our hands. That's not the point, sunshine. Like, that's, like, yeah. Anyway. Ugh. At least 5 to 10 years, there's been a lot of negativity growing towards the Big Four of their money grabbing, she said. This being this unpleasing Big Four customer, Big Four bank customer. The commission doesn't make my decision. It was a part of gaining momentum. That's true. Like, this is, I mean, I suppose this Royal Commission is going to kind of help, but it definitely is one of those things where it's just like, I know what this means. It's kind of like, oh, we didn't need a Royal Commission to change. We were going to change regardless. And then she did some digging for my benefit. There's a lot of offers outside of the Big Four. Sign up bonus rewards, rewards for customer loyalty. Excuse me. Oof. For the Big Four, Kelly didn't say there was some much perks. She realized she was hesitant to move into a smaller bank because the process would be somewhat less convenient. She's happy now. Aw. She was sad up here. Here we go. Oh, I'm with the Big Four. I'm with the Big Four, and I talk like this with my big, strong hands. And I bank my money hardcore. And then you move down here, and she's happy. I've moved banks. I saw the light. Hallelujah. There you go. According to Finder.com.au, not a sleazy dating app, but something else. 1 in 5 are considering banking with an institution outside of what's considered the Big Four. And 17% of Australians are planning on asking their bank for a better deal. The Banking Royal Commission continues, but she is now with ING, and she's more than happy. Excuse me. I bet there's no other videos leaking to this, but I do want to find out how cigarette packets are under review, because that's interesting to me. But I will say the same. Like, there's this book. Do I have it on my desk? I might have this book. It's a great audio visual bit on an audio podcast. I don't think I have it on my desk. I thought I did. Clearly I don't. But there's this, I can't even remember the name of it. That's why I'm looking for it. But it's by an Australian sheep farmer. Sheep with a P. And he does an amazing job at kind of outlining a no BS approach to dealing with money and financials and that sort of thing, where it's just like, you need to sort out your money now. Whether you think you're in a good position, you're not. You're nowhere near as good as that. And it kind of goes into the event that kind of motivated him, or put the boot up his behind to get hit, as he puts it, to get him moving to work on a better money solution. And he kind of talks about that, where you have to have lots of funnels along the way to manage your funds effectively. And I've kind of taken on that a little bit, because I'm in a kind of tough spot where I don't have a full-time job, so my pay can kind of fluctuate from week to week. Also, rent's not that cheap, so it kind of comes in swings and roundabouts. When I get a stable job and know all of my deductibles are going to be the same every single week, and maybe I can initiate some more of his process. And he talks about superannuation, which is basically, again, our version of the 401k. I've taken that into consideration. It's basically a make better of yourself, but with the money. basically. And having that, it has a real Australian twang to it. I might want to find it in the commercial break. You know what? I'm going to find it in the commercial break because I know it's in this room somewhere. And spoiler alert, there's by the desperation background, which is going to slowly disappear over the years and weeks and change. I don't have much, but you know, it's a good motivation to again get your finances in line. And he talks about how you should still have money with a big bank for credit purposes, and but you should change over eventually to a smaller bank, and because their interest rates are oftentimes better. And I've found it. I've switched some of my transactional stuff to another bank, and I'm finding that as well, where it's definitely helping me manage my money because I know there's no real hidden fees and charges in there as well. And I think if things go well overseas, I might use that as I might not need it, but if heaven forbid or for whatever reason I end back up in Australia after this Disney program, I'm going to be relying more heavily on that bank as my main source of income and slowly move things over to that bank because they do have more competitive rates as well. And you know, banking is one of those things where you know it's a tedious task, but you know it's something that kind of needs to take place in order for it to happen. He says going to Sydney next week. You know, he says going to Sydney next week for an overnight. And he says booking a major international trip to Disney. You know, I'm working there. You know, it's just one of those things. No, and I'm going to have to go through that trouble when I get to the States. I have to set up an American bank account. Thankfully, I have CJ, Rachel, Carrie, Josh in the vicinity, fuzzy cat, who are helping me out with a lot of this sort of stuff and being a security blanket for me, so I'm not going over there blind, and setting up an infrastructure for me that has proven to work. And that's also another thing too. If you have friends and family that rely on things, take their advice, but also I'd recommend doing your own sort of research as well, like doing this book. My stepmom gave me this book that I can't think of the title of, that I'm finding in the commercial break. And you know, it's one of those things where I did my own research on it and I went, you know what? Yes, this is a solution that works for me and I can make it work for me. And I still haven't done his super advice. I still haven't done his private health insurance advice because I'm getting old and I need my own private health insurance. So there you go. That's it. That's Dale's Life Minute corner hour. But also a good incentive for these big four banks, particularly this big four bank in question, is that they hook you very early with these elementary school, primary school Dolomite accounts, because children are suckers and the minimum was to put $1 in. I had a Dolomite account when I was a younger boy. When I was a wee lad in Yode Dolby, and I put the dollar in the Dolomite, and now I don't know what this accent is. I don't know. I used to be Indian in a former life. No, I started off as American Indian. Not racist. Hashtag not racist. But I used to put $1. I used to do chores around the house and used to get $1 and put $1 in the bank account, and it was a good incentive for me to start saving from a very young age. And look, Mum, Dad, look where I am now. At least I'll be doing a couple of shows from my parents' house, so I'll be doing the show from there. So this will be interesting in a couple of weeks. But I definitely very interested to know what you guys if you guys have had that wake up moment of, you know what, this isn't for me. I need to reevaluate things. It's something that we do in life as we tend to get older as well, and kind of go, you know what, I am my own adult now. And most Australians are becoming adults because we're all 14. So, there you go. I do want to find out why cigarette packets are under review, though. So, we're going to listen to this. Because cigarette packets are always in the news.
Cigarette packaging could be in for a shake-up in Australia, with a review looking into whether the current images still have enough of a shock value to deter smoking. News Corp reports that awareness of the risks is at an all-time high for conditions like emphysema, heart disease and stroke, but it might be time to highlight other side effects of smoking like infertility. The current packaging has not changed in 5 years.
Okay, sure. You know, that's very informative. That was a very informative video. I hope that everyone is informed that cigarette packets are the worst. I hope you now know that cigarette packets are the worst. Alright. As we continue, here on the Generic Live Show for a Sunday, it's Dale Campbell here with you. You know what? Let's take a break and let's say goodbye to hour one. I'm gonna find that book now. I need to play enough commercials that I find that book that I want to recommend on the show, because I don't have things ready. Because why not? As we continue here on the Generic Live Show for a Sunday, it's Dale Campbell here with you. We're doing it for Geek.io. Thanks for joining us. It's a pleasure as always, and we'll see you in hour 2.